What's good, Black Star Broadcast? This is your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to be doing the video from Anton. And y'all, when I say there's a reason why I don't trust a lot of what women say as far as it comes to things that happen with them, there's a reason why. Meg Thee Stallion admits that she lied about Tory Lanez. And y'all expect me to trust y'all when y'all believe this woman full-fledged without any context, any proof. Y'all believed everything this woman said. Listen to this.
Yes, I lied to Gayle King. First of all, I didn't know that you were going to ask me about it. She was always going to talk about the shooting. Why did you ask me about the story? That's not what this is about. Even if I was once, maybe twice on a drunk night, but you kept catching me out of my.
And did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
So why do you think he's putting out the story that the two of you had a relationship and that you're making the whole thing up?
I think that he is trying to deflect from the fact that he committed a crime.
And this is why I got trust issues. I don't believe anything, like I've always said. I don't believe anything that's coming out of anybody's mouth when it comes to accusing somebody of a crime by default. And this is why I always say innocent until proven guilty, because how can you still lock somebody up when the credibility of the person that's accusing him is now in question? Because the first thing that she went to do was she went to kill his reputation in the court of public opinion in order to slant the media towards him and to slant people towards him, which then affects the people that is determining his fate as far as whether he's guilty or innocent. And then at the same time, I still don't even believe that he shot her. You went on Gayle King before the trial even started. Now, we're not even debating whether she lied or not, or whether we believe that she lied or not, because we already established that from the beginning. I said from the beginning that I believed, my personal belief was that she was lying. But now that this documentary is coming out that basically is of her admitting that she went on Gayle King, did not expect for Gayle to ask her that question, and then she paused. She was like, because if you had never did nothing with nobody, you just automatically by default be like, man, no, what are you talking about? Of course I did not. That don't even have nothing to do with it. That's just my homeboy. Like, you don't even pause, you don't think about it, you don't do all of that extra. And then, the tears with the crying down tears and stuff. And so it's one thing to suspect it, but not to 100% know it, but to hear it admitted out of the person's mouth is a whole nother thing. Now, I know it's people on social media that's sitting there talking about, well, that still don't have nothing to do with whether or not he's guilty. The credibility of the person that's accusing you absolutely should come in question, because all we have is your word. And
that comes down to a lot of the things that I review and I react to on my channel, because even with the women that I review on Kendra G's show, or any of the women that I listen to and I hear their story, I'm automatically coming along with I'm automatically coming with the level of skepticism because of all the women that lie about a lot of this different shit. This woman told a bold-faced ass lie on national TV, got this man locked up, and now her credibility's being challenged because she's the one that accused him when the evidence pointed at somebody else being the perpetrator of the shooting. But this woman insisted it was Tory. And these people locked this man up. And the DNA evidence showed that he wasn't the shooter. Everything else showed that he wasn't the shooter. So my question to you is this. Can we even really trust that she even got shot? Was that a lie too? Like at this point, it's coming across as she just did it for fame, and now and after all of that shit happened, she blew up even more than what she was already doing. But even with Cardi B and a lot of shit that she's been saying about Offset, I believe that she was cheating on him too. I believe that all roses ain't rain. All roses don't come in. All roses don't fly towards her. I think she had a lot to deal with that shit too. Same thing with Nicki Minaj. Same thing with Sweetie. Same thing with Ice Spice. A lot of these different women, a lot of these different female rappers and stuff. I don't trust. Well, personally, I don't trust any woman. To be honest with you, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust any woman to save their damn life. I really don't. It's too much. It's too much skeptical shit out here nowadays to trust just one person's word of mouth.
And that's the reason why the Me Too movement is flawed. That is the reason why they market to us believe all women by default. So you telling me you can convict people without no evidence whatsoever? Multiple people that was there, the only eyes that were there is calling into question what really happened. And I'm just supposed to just go along to get along. Why? Because I want people to like me. And when this whole thing came out, people was calling me crazy. No, you need to get on board. The same thing that's happening with this election. And in hindsight, it's right. And it's unfortunate because most times people's lives are ruined. And we've seen this happen with false accusations. And now in a lot of instances, we have technology to be able to prove that things that's happening in the past, is people that's getting out of jail as a result of the Innocence Project every single day. And you know what happened to the person that accused them after they did 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years? Some of them have been on death row. You know what happened to the accuser or the false witness or the person that said that they seen him but they didn't see him? You know what's happening? Nothing. Nothing at all. So you can lie on somebody, ruin their life, and that's cool. I remember what happened to the Duke lacrosse team. It was that the woman that accused them of doing whatever it is that she accused them of, and all of those dudes' lives got ruined. It was a public spectacle. You know what got less coverage than the accusation? The fact that the girl was lying in innocence. And so we give it zero attention to the lies, 100% attention to the accusation, automatically convict people in the court of public opinion.
I'm gonna say this. Excuse me if I sound harsh what I'm about to say here, but it's the truth. If it's found out that you made a false you falsely accused a man or a woman of doing something so horrendous, and it is found out that you lied, and that the people that corroborated your story were lying along with you, and they were accomplices to that lie. I believe you should go to jail for the rest of your life. That's my honest opinion about the situation. She needs to get his jail sentence, because that's crazy that these women can lie all of this time, especially when it comes out that a woman got SA'd and it comes out that she was lying and ruined the man's life. I believe she should go to jail for the rest of her life. I'm sorry. If a man or a woman, if a man well, it's mainly happening to women. I mean to men, that women lying on men. But if a man gets lied on, his entire credibility is tarnished because of your lie and your ignorance. Just like the guy that's getting ran through the ringer right now, talking about that, with the lady talking about that he was stalking her in Target when he was looking for a lamp. I believe that woman should get literally charged and put in jail for the rest of her life. If clout is if clout is so much of a drug to the point where you're literally willing to do anything, including destroying somebody's life, you ought to be in jail. I'm sorry. It's time out for the bullshit. Too many women have been caught up lying about anything. Lying about getting essayed, lying about getting shot at with dealing with Megan Thee Stallion. Lied about anything. And it's been found out and nothing gets covered. These women walk away free and nothing happens to them, but the damage is done with the man's reputation. I believe they should go to jail.
Want them to be thrown under the bus. And now in the social media era, it's 10 times worse because you can't take it back. And it's not like it's not going to influence the case or influence the jurors or influence the judge that's on the case because everybody is paying attention to everything. And when it's a national story, you are not guaranteed a fair trial, which is one of the flaws in the justice system. Now, you talking to a person that absolutely hates criminals, criminal activity, and the fact that we celebrate it in black culture. I love it when people snitch on themselves. I love it when people go to jail from telling on themselves and doing the wrong thing. This little Dirk thing is hilarious to me. The only reason it's not hilarious is because there's victims in it, but it's hilarious how he was so stupid that he threw his whole life away over some dumb stuff like that. It is the funniest thing in the world. I love it. But you know what I absolutely love more? Is the fact that I live in the good old United States of America and the justice system should prevail. I believe in the rule of law. And it is innocent until proven guilty, regardless of what you accused of with the whole YSL trial. Once you start seeing that judge and he was favorable and he was taking backdoor meetings and stuff like that, regardless of what they accuse him of, because we don't know if he's guilty or innocent. And again, I believe you need to get these criminals off the street, but I'm never going to send somebody to jail for life once you see crooked judges and crooked lawyers and, Fawny Willis and the Fulton County DA and all of this other type of stuff, and you start seeing this web of weave that's being tangled and it's all tied back to her flying up. And I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? You got prosecutors and people and Nathan Wade that was on the case, wasn't supposed to be doing it, and they stealing money. I said, man, this is crazy. Man, this at the very minimum, it's a mistrial. And it's the longest trial in history. It's costing everybody their money. Man, come on, bro. At the minimum, it's a mistrial. At the max, they need to free this dude. You know why? Because they botched it. And anytime you see people that's not on the right side of justice, you got to go with the default. The default is it's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. And it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. And when you can doubt the witness and the very person is went on Gayle King, and then they silence Tory and they say, hey, man, shut up. Don't say nothing. Not a word. Not nothing. Meanwhile, she had already killed his reputation on Gayle King and said that he was lying and lied about the whole situation. Okay, so how do we decipher what part to believe and what part not to believe? How do we determine who's telling the truth and who's lying? Now, we know for a fact that you lying, but guess what? He already locked up and doing a dime in prison and probably going to be deported to Canada right after. It's unfortunate, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the fact that y'all keep telling us to believe people when we have a justice system. And I hate the fact that we got to call into question, the reliability of the person that's making the accusation. And then we get this footage and this stuff that come out. We got to revisit it. I hate when people say, well, why are we talking about it now? Because the same reason we talking about the people that's in the Innocence Project that didn't get redemption and is not getting the level of coverage when it came to their freedom and the fact that they was telling the truth or they was falsely accused, but we gave way more coverage to the time that people was accusing them, and then they got him locked up for the rest of his life or for the prime of his life.
I'm gonna say this. This is exactly why I don't trust myself around women. I trust myself. I don't trust the women that are around. That's the reason why I don't. Because far too many times have men gotten accused of something that they didn't even do, and it's a believe her over him without evidence, and then that man's entire career job gets taken away. His livelihood is destroyed, and you're expecting me to just believe somebody just because they make an accusation without any actual proof. Now's the difference. Now's the difference if you have the proof, but if you don't even have the proof, I'm sorry, I'm not believing shit you saying. That ain't how this work. Because the shit that you saying could get this man's life uprooted and ended. You lie, you make one lie, it go viral. That man's first impression on everybody is tarnished because of your ignorance and your lying. There's no second chances, there's no redos, there's no nothing. It's always gonna be in the back of somebody's mind that, oh shit, this woman said this about him, so maybe that might be true. Or maybe that might be a preconceived notion because nobody actually researches anything. They believe one thing based upon somebody else's perspective and listen to that person's perspective, get emotionally tied into the subject, and then be over here like, oh damn, he sounds like an evil son bitch. Meanwhile, you just looking around like, I ain't even doing none of this shit. I'm just living my fucking life every day. But she didn't went out there and lied, tarnish your entire image, and you over here looking around here like, well, shit, I ain't even had nothing to do with this, but I'm being shitted on and trashed in the media every day. That's what men are tired of. So when it comes to why aren't men approaching women anymore? Why aren't men dealing with women anymore? Why are men going overseas? Because of that shit right there. Congratulations, women. Take a bow, because you've done it. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, channel, support the podcast. Let's I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.